So, what's up?
So I don't know if you was in the Twitter streets today, Rich, and it's a conversation about, I mean, of course, Twitter people, but it's also a larger conversation. And we got a whole Portia listening so she can comment on this because we need a woman's perspective as well.
Yeah.
But there's this popular social media chef named Mr. Make It Happen, white dude, John B vibes, right?
Which is crazy because I've heard the dude. I couldn't spot him. I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. But I did the
John B.
same thing.
Vibes.
As soon as I heard his name, I'm like, black dude? I'm like, nah, white.
John B. Vibes, yes.
John B. Vibes.
Black wife. Black wife.
Of course.
Just had a kid.
Buzz cut.
Yeah.
Beard.
Buzz cut beard.
Like, yeah.
John B. Right. you know how they look. You know how they look every time.
It never fails.
I scroll Twitter on the For You thing. I don't do the following thing. And there was this chick, she put a cryptic message out and she was like, y'all favorite chef was in my DMs trying to shoot his shot. And I blocked him. Well, go ahead.
Nah, I'm wondering if this had something else to do. I saw a random woman post like a me at 20, me now. And somebody quote tweeted and said, "If only you knew how to keep your mouth, if only you knew how to keep a secret." Is that the same woman? Because I had no idea who she was. So I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? I must miss the story.
I've come across her before. I was vaguely familiar because she's a very attractive young lady.
She is very. That's what got me to stop.
Who was this? She's a content creator.
Okay.
All right. I think it's just feet, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You never know nowadays.
Them niggas in the feet, man.
Man, there's some different niggas right there. But so Shawty posted that, right? And she outed the nigga for being in her DMs.
Mm-hmm.
And then she posted their interactions. And here's where it gets slippery for me. I pause if applicable. She posted the DM and it didn't really look crazy, Rich. It was like he just opened a restaurant. He was like, "Oh, I didn't even know you followed me." He was like, I seen some of your videos. I like them. So I don't know if she just do feet. He was like, "Yeah, I seen some of your videos. I like them." And she was like, "Oh, that's dope." I think she may have said she was flattered or called him cute, but she was clearly flirting. She was flirting.
Yeah.
He not so much. But she said she didn't know the nigga had a wife. So that's what made her out him. But I'm looking at the text. But I'm looking at the text, and it was just like he was like, what her call out was, he was like, he just opened up a spot, like a restaurant. And he was telling you, come through. This is when it's busy. I'm gonna be out of town for like the next couple of days, but I'll be here then. Come through. You know, I'll make sure you have a good time.
Sounds like networking to me, Spike Lou.
Come through. I'll make sure you have a good time. Like that. And she flips it to, oh, I guess she did some scrolling or something. And she's framing the tweet like, oh, I didn't know this nigga had a wife. And he in my inbox. That's despicable. Or that's whatever it may be. And I'm thinking like, maybe I'm just jaded, man. Maybe it's single Spike Lou that just don't see it. And then she goes, because people were siding with her. Like, yeah, girl, he did this, that, and the third. And even niggas, hating ass nigga. Your nigga got a black queen, and then there's somebody else inbox and shit like that.
That's nasty. These niggas need to be fined.
I had to go back and read the text, and I'm still looking at it. I'm like, I don't really see nothing where he egregious. So there is some pictures of hers where he got the little fire emoji. You know how you do on Instagram, you be going through and you had a fire emoji, you hit the fire emoji.
Any hard eyes? Because the fire is the go-to.
It was some hard eyes.
The fire is the go-to when you ain't really trying to cross the line. You hit the fire. The hard eyes is when it goes too far. I'm letting you know I see you, but I ain't necessarily putting it all the way out there for this moment right now.
The fire that I will concede that the fire emojis you can get off.
You can get off.
The hard eyes is something different. No, he did. There were a couple messages with the hard eyes now that you say that, and he was calling her sexy. She said he did say she was sexy, which she is. But I was just so confused as to why she was able to get that off, and people were going in on him. Like he blocking motherfuckers left and right, mentioning his wife and shit like that.
Mm.
And they were like, "Oh, she ought to leave you. It's a shame you just had a baby and this shit like this." And I was like, "Man, I just don't see how like I don't see the egregiousness in this." And the girl further, she went on the post and she was like, "If you and this is what the question is. This is another week in the books topic conversation." The girl said, "If you have a girl and a newborn baby and you're married, there's no reason for you to be inboxing or DM chatting with nobody." And that's why
No
she out.
reason. No
No
reason, like
reason.
zero reason.
You shouldn't be DMing a girl. I guess for context with the hard
Not,
eyes and with the
not even
fire.
for, okay. I would say business purposes. Like there's nothing.
Yeah, but they weren't talking about business though. Like we
Okay.
can we
I'm just
ain't
saying
gonna
in
use
general.
her to weasel out of it. Yeah, but
No,
we
I'm just saying.
can't use that. We can't use her language against us, but motherfuckers will probably roll their eyes at us. But she's put, "You shouldn't be in no girl inbox." And I was like, damn, is that true? Like you got a wife and a kid, like there's no, well, we can't say no reason, but you can't have conversations in the DM.
I don't see the reason. I don't see the reason why. It's not gonna. Here's the thing, Spike Lou. It's not gonna lead to anything positive or productive. You feel me?
Man,
Like there's nothing.
I just want you to come to my new restaurant, man. You got 400.
That's
You got
cool. That's why.
the
That's
chick
why
got
I
250,000 followers.
That's why
Come to
I
my
said
restaurant, post some pics.
business networking. I think there's no issue, right?
Yeah.
You got to keep it there though. The line got to be very clearly drawn in the sand. Like this is the line, and I'm not crossing over. Like they're not, because you got to. Here's the thing: everyone has to assume that everything's being screenshot today.
Facts.
Right? It's being screenshot. So if the screenshot, I've seen those memes that say before the screenshots come out, yes, I was begging for pussy. Like I've seen shit like that because niggas know. So you got to make sure you are making that clear line. There's nothing that anybody can use against you because you know how it's going to look. And that's not cool to your wife or your family dynamic and everything. And that's the one thing about living in the public eye is that when good things happen, people can cheer you. When the bad things happen, they at your neck. Here's the bigger concern. Why do people give a fuck? Like, why is this something that happens and everybody runs to the internet to go in his comments and his, post and comment on this, that, and the third? I just don't understand that. I just miss the days when everybody just kind of minded their business. Everybody knew what was going on, but you ain't got to talk about it for what?
Everybody want to be part of the I got you.
I don't understand. Yeah, this you culture. And I don't understand why she would. What was her motive other than trying to get some clout? Like, did he?
Some people called her out for clout chasing, but it was essentially she felt disrespected because he has a wife and she thought that he was hitting on her.
Okay, if she wants to publicly shame people who are cheating on their wives, I can't knock her for that. If that's what she thought it really was, and then that's her. That's what she wants to do, right? There's certain people that some people view as you're not safe, you're not protected. If you do this, if you do that, you're not protected. I'm gonna call you out on every single time. Niggas, some niggas, hey, if you don't take care of your kids, I'm gonna call you out on that shit. You a lame, you a loser. Yeah. Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? We already know some serious allegations. You know what I mean? Especially ones in our community that there's no coming back from it. And if that's one for her, then I guess. It doesn't seem like that was the case. It doesn't sound like anything was egregious, but maybe a little bit of maybe too comfortable when you had that one too many drink. That's like being your boys' girls' DMs too much. You get what I'm saying? Like it's kind of the same. That's the same thing. Like
that's the same thing.
No. What I mean, not the same as far as apples and apples. What I mean is the whole.
What if they was friends before y'all though?
No, that's different. That's different. What I mean is the whole concept of you shouldn't be anybody's DMs if your wife and married, right? I think that's kind of if you just doing too much.
That's the law.
I think it's
what he said to her. There's a picture here. He got the fire emoji by it. It says reacted to your story. And it said, what's crazy is like now I'm like definitely seeing your videos on TikTok and saved a bunch, is what she said. I didn't even realize you followed me on Twitter. Now I'm honored. He sends the laughing emojis. He says, "Well, I'm glad you seen my stuff. Of course, I followed you on Twitter. Twitter, you're fine as fuck."
Oh yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. My man.
And she says, "Thank you, handsome. I love that for me."
But hold on,
But
man.
it
Does he
ain't no
post his wife
leeway
all
right
the
there.
time? Does it?
I ain't never,
Come
I ain't
on,
know the
man.
nigga. I ain't
If
gonna
your
hold you,
girl,
bitch.
hey, Spike,
I ain't know the
if
nigga
your
was
wife,
married either, bro. I didn't know
if
the
your
nigga was
wife,
married either.
Spike, if DMs come out of your wife telling niggas they fine as fuck, you cool with that? You good? Like, all right, yeah, you cool.
So you can't compliment other women. Like once you
Yes,
off
but
the
there's a
market, you
certain.
can't compliment other women.
You,
I want to know
you
where the
don't do that
line at.
shit. You don't do that shit where it's recorded, right? You do that shit in public. Shit, you at the bar, see, like, girl, you look good as fuck. Let that shit keep moving. That's a moment in time that's never gonna come back. It's never gonna haunt you, right? Give your compliments in your shower, but you don't send that shit via message, knowing that you got a wife, bro. How you think you just? I always say, man, how you think this is gonna turn out? How you think this is gonna turn out? At that point, all your hopes are that she doesn't reveal it. I never want nobody holding nothing over my head.
Oh shit!
Right? His wife is on his ass right now. And she probably ain't even mad. She probably just more on some like, listen, we gonna do some dumb shit. Yeah, we're gonna do this dumb shit, man. Do this shit where it can't be traced.
Yeah, she definitely embarrassed. I'm looking for if there is there anything more.
He was trying to hit
That's
it.
really
He was
all
trying to
she
pull
posted.
that off.
I ain't gonna
So how
put
did
that
niggas
on him,
find
Rich.
out? How
I
did
ain't gonna
people
put that
find
on
out?
him.
All right. How I seen her, bro. He was trying to fuck. Leave her. Stop playing, man. If she get him out, listen, Spike. If she let the podcast grow some numbers, and she in my DMs, come on, man, stop.
Yeah, it's just a wrap. I'm telling you right now. Let me see. Y'all
How did
keep
they find
saying
out she got
she.
a wife?
Well, some people knew. I just didn't know. I don't follow that nigga like that. Like I ain't
Okay,
into him like that. But pause. Some people knew, I guess, and she said it too. Like the original tweet was,
where the wife
man,
is. I want to see the wife.
I want to see the wife too. The original tweet was y'all favorite chef without said in my DMs yesterday. Then got mad when I blocked him on everything. Like I'm tired and unimpressed. Okay. If you don't see anything wrong with why unsend all of your messages.
Oh yeah, man. I can already see what type of time dude on. He ain't even got enough. He ain't even got enough juice to pull her.
Oh God.
He was don't wonder. Yeah, don't wonder he was out there
no.
LOL and shit. Yeah, come to the restaurant.
Do you see her?
What time you want to be there? Midnight. Come at midnight.
Yeah, but see, so that was my thing though. That's a little bit of what my thought in the conversation was like. She may not be used to like that. That's a slicker flex to be like, right, you can pull up to the spot, you know.
Wouldn't hide my wife from the world. I was hiding the world from my wife.
If you know, you saying I pull up to the spot. I want you to see me in action. You said you say.
Hold on, Spike. I'm looking up. I done moved my thumb about 6 times. Pause. And I ain't seen one picture of this nigga family, his wife. No, none of that. That nigga said, come and get me.
It's all food shit. You ain't gonna see his wife. Like I said, I ain't never know. I only thought the nigga cooked. I ain't know he had a wife. But can't you say this in the sense of, and again, I can't wait the first Friday so we can ask Portia, but ain't it a world where in his mind, like what you just said, he think he a nigga with motion, and I'm flexing a little bit. Yeah, you fine. I just want you to come see me in action. Like you said, you say some of my videos. You said you fuck with my recipes. Like pull up. I'm gonna be here. We can meet. Like you know what I'm saying. And at the same time while letting her know she's sexy.
Listen, Spike Lee, we the same type of nigga. What you saying, I get. I understand. I'm not going against anything you saying. You just got to move a little bit more careful because guess what? Pull up and you know the next question is 3 words. Shout out to Jeezy. And then what? And then what? I'm gonna pull up and then what? I'm gonna watch you do your thing and then what?
Let me see how many followers she got. Post some food. You know,
we supposed to chill, vibe, and then just in the night. Like, all right, then appreciate.
Or he might have even, you know, he may have even been operating under the premise that she knew he was married.
Spike.
She got 133,000 followers.
Spike. You know what's about to happen after that. It ain't about to just be come up, pull up to the spot, watch me do my thing. It's about to be, hey, so what you about to get into? What you doing after this? So you know how it works, man. Come on, man. Stop.
No face, no case. It was nasty though. It was nasty. I think it was nasty behavior.
No face, no case,
She
no name,
she
no
thought,
blame.
but she was also hurt too because she thought she had a shot.
Hey, what's that
Like
IG
chicks
though?
be mad.
What's Shorty
I need to
IG?
find. I don't know her IG. Is it?
What's the Twitter?
Is it in the profile?
I don't know. What's the Twitter? Need all that.
Oh, Amanda, please.
OH.
OHAMANDA, please.
Yeah, she got the feet page and all that. Shout out to Amanda. You don't have to do my mans like that, but shout out to you.
Amanda fine.
That's what I'm saying. Shout out. I get it, man.
I think they got something to do with it too, though, Rich. Like you know, chicks feel violated if you shooting your shot at them married and you think that they finna be a side piece and that ain't what type of time they on. Ah, man, it's over for you.
Yeah, I get it.
You cook chicken out here. Yeah, you cook chicken out here. So I think that she might have liked him too. She thought he was shooting his shot. She like found his cooking impressive. That got him through the door. He in my DMs. We got this little rapport. Then she's like, "Oh, this nigga got a wife," and then it spiraled from there.
I mean, I get it.
I ain't know, but I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't know. Damn. I guess you're right. I'm agreeing with you.
It's not that big of a deal.
I want
it's not a big deal. I want that.
It wasn't
I want
a big
that to
deal.
make sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It wasn't a big deal until she put the nigga on the Summer Jam screen.
Even after she did that shit, it's still not a big deal to me. Like that's not a big deal.
I'm talking about the crib.
Oh, the crib
is a big deal.
The crib is over. Yes, the crib is over. Most people will tell you, and I'm not even gonna say women, men and women. Most niggas will tell you, like, Nick, do your shit. Be smart about that shit. Don't let that shit trace back to me. Whatever you get done, more power to you. I tip my hat to you. That's how you move. You don't embarrass the other person. Now you got problems when you embarrass them. You got to keep your 1 or 2, 3 solid sides.
Yeah.
So your first team all pro for the past 5 seasons. Keep them on the side, and then you keep it moving, man. Ain't never gonna cause no issue.
Talking about being in your home girl. I mean your homie's girl.
And not even doing anything malicious. Not anything big.
It's them having conversation.
Not even just conversation, like just everything worth a talking point. Like I'm talking to people that ain't friends like that. They friends, but not friends.
Like if they was friends before you, it's normal. Like if they was friends before y'all started dating.
Cool. That's cool. And I'm not saying this is going to be an issue. I'm not saying anybody should be insecure about it. I'm just saying that it's things that make you go, Like why are you in my girl's DMs every time? You got a laughing emoji reaction. You got a hand clap reaction. You got something positive. It could be all positivity. I get it. But damn, my nigga, every single one.
What about your home girl? I mean, excuse me. What about your girl and your homeboy talking on the phone?
Your girl and your homeboy talking on the phone about what? Listen, I want to say for the record, I don't care about any of this. I personally do not care about any of this. That's cool.
What if it's about some what if it's like fashion advice or he need a girl's perspective, but it's just like maybe a weekly basis or some shit?
My boy needs that, and my girl, like that's why he needs fashion advice. You ain't got no hoes. Go get some hoes, bro. Like, what are we talking about? Like that's why you lame out here. Like, because you just gotta
shit.
Nah, because I get it, right? I'm one of them people, friends with family. I don't really have friends, I have family. So my dudes, girls, they wives, that's fam too.
Yeah.
So ain't no issue with that. You in person, everybody, we got group settings, cool. Have your conversations, man, catch up, all that stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with talking to people on the phone. Ain't nothing wrong with being in DMs. I'm just saying, I just want to make sure everybody's mindful of how it might look. If you're not doing that to everyone. If you're in everybody's DMs the same way, then that's different. But if it's specifically, you know what I mean, your girl got a friend group that your homeboy know. He know all the friends, but she the only one in that friend group.
Your girl.
Yeah,
like, that's what you think. Now you think I'm pussy. Now you as men, we looking at you think I'm sweet or something. Like what y'all got going on? So who do you address in the situation? Your homeboy or your girl?
I'm gonna be all the way real. I don't even know if it's address worthy because I wouldn't even know how to address it. There's
no. What if you feel it? What if you start to feel a way and it is address worthy? Like what if something like what?
Talk to my boy. Talk to my boy.
Talk to your boy.
Yeah, because I think women are more, especially when it's bold, right? You got a solid, like everybody knows you in a relationship, and that's your man's. Your man's. Like she shouldn't have to explain, like, yo, you know I'm with this nigga. He knows. So I don't think women will look at it like that, or And like I said, I'm not saying anything that's gonna be overly, not even doing anything sexual, not even putting no hearts or nothing. It's just like it's a lot of constant
Too much
conversation.
communication. It's
And
too
just
much
saying,
communication.
once again, not even a bad. I want to be clear on this. Not even a bad thing. It just make things that make it go, huh? Like y'all talk every day. Like I didn't know y'all talked every day.
Nah,
It's just
Nick
what
can't
y'all be
talk to my
talking about.
girl. Nick can't talk to my girl every day. Like unless they
Yeah, like
was
damn, I
like
don't even want to talk to
childhood
my girl every
friends,
day. Like,
right?
you know
Like
what I
you ain't
mean?
talking
Like
to
what
my
you?
girl every day. Nah,
Mm-hmm.
we wilding now. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's y'all
ain't nothing wrong
like
with
they
it.
childhood friends or something. I don't know about that. It might be
Nah,
something wrong with
childhood
that.
friends is different. And like I said, that's why I wouldn't even bring it
Yeah,
up to anybody because I wouldn't even know what to say. Hey, I don't like how much you talk to my girl. Like, nigga, we share food recipes. Like, you know what I mean? There are things that people talk about. That's not an issue. It's just one of those funny
yeah.
things, man.
That
And
is.
vice
It is one of
versa.
those. It's
Women and
funny.
dudes, women
It's
and
funny to
dudes
say out
DMs.
loud, but it could be very, very like innocent. But I think
100% innocent.
it goes to what the conversation, the portion I had just about male ego. Like that
Yeah,
more than anything, that's about male ego.
yeah,
Like a
100%.
nigga looking at it like, because there's even a world where he'd be like, yeah, we talk about food, or she give me fashion advice, or like, yeah, y'all booked that trip to such and such. I was trying to figure out like how much she paid for it and shit like that.
Yeah,
Even then, a nigga like you looking at it like, nah, nigga called me. You ain't got to ask her, nigga. Ask me, nigga. Like, but
yeah.
that
Some
sounds crazy though.
it sound.
But
That's what I said. You would
sometimes
never bring it up.
it's where the male ego goes. It's like, nah, somebody got me fucked up. I don't know who yet, but somebody got me fucked up. And that's how
Yeah,
you
and it's
look
a
at it.
weird one, man. I want to hear
Fact.
people's input on this because
Yeah, that's good.
it's not bad. You can't have a sucker attack, right? You can't be like, yo, why you talking to my girl? Nah, nigga. Like you
Mm-mm.
said, you go through the DMs and y'all literally changing fucking recipes and shit and gym workouts. Like, all
Yeah.
right, man, my bad. Yeah, I just wanted to know where you got this blender from. Like it's dumb
Okay.
shit. So you can't go crazy.
Continuing down the scenario, what if your girl come to you and say that though? Well, I don't know why
It
this
says
nigga
what?
always in my such and such always call me and he in my DM and shit. Like it don't, and she tell you it ain't nothing. She said, like, he ain't hitting on me or nothing, but he just like it's way too much communications. What if your girl come to you and say that?
Why do you feel like that? Like, what is it about you that's making you come and convey this to me? Was there something said?
Because
Is it
I
just the
don't know this.
principle?
Because it's your friend, it's not my friend.
Okay,
Like we
that if my girl
cool.
bring it to me, listen. Every man knows this. The last thing you want is a problem at home. My girl bring
Mhm.
this to me. I'm talking to him immediately. Immediately. Like even if
How
it's
that
nothing.
come?
Let's say because
Yeah.
here's one part of the equation we haven't really discussed, and that's why I said it earlier. Man, my friends are family, so I don't have any distrust in any of them. Like I will
Facts.
understand that if there's something like that was going on, I would know it's innocent. I don't think anybody would. I know nobody would do that. That's in my circle, right? However, my girl brought this to me, bro. Like I don't know what y'all talk about. I'm not accused of anything, man. Just relax with the reposts, with the
Yeah,
retweets. You know what I'm saying?
you gotta
Relax with
bring it up.
that.
You gotta bring it up jokingly first. I feel like.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You don't have a
Nigga.
sit down like, hey man, we need to
Nah,
talk.
nah, nah.
You
It
don't
ain't
do nothing
serious. You
like
don't
that.
get serious off the rip. If your girl bring it to you, you gotta be like, nigga, like when it happens again and y'all together, like, hey, bro, you doing a lot, my nigga. Like, what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Something of that nature. You can't sit down, man. I need to talk to you, bro. Like, that
Yeah,
definitely ain't the way to handle it.
yeah, nah, not at all, not at all, man. Interesting conversation, man. I want to hear
It's
people's
yeah,
input on
very
that.
interesting.
Because like I said, there's a lot of layers that go to that. But long story short, the real issue is don't be exposing the DM, shorty. Keep that shit cool. Keep that shit
Yeah, that
playing.
wouldn't somebody put on there like
How do you feel about in general? How do you feel about text messages being released? A lot of people say it's
I
super
think that's
tacky,
petty. Yes, I think that's petty.
but
I would never do that. I don't even care if I had all the evidence to prove my case or what people thought against me. I would never do that.
so let
That's
me ask
against
you
my
this.
character.
Let me
I ain't
ask you
like
this.
even if the whole world was telling me like like if everybody knew us and we was Joe Budden level famous Rich from these podcasts and the whole world like, oh, you dirty Lou, you shouldn't have did. And I had the evidence in my phone to prove that I was right, I still wouldn't release
You wouldn't be out here
it.
making
I feel
lives
like
like Jess Hilarious.
oh my God, that's the other thing that I forgot to bring up. That's what we need to talk about too. But I feel like a conversation between me and you is a conversation between me and you. Unless I feel like somebody else need to be involved in it, or like unless you talking behind somebody back that I fuck with or something, like I'm gonna shoot that to them. I'm not releasing it to the world. Like I don't subscribe to the ministry of you can hit Lou up and talk bad about Rich behind his back.
Yeah.
Like I subscribe to the ministry of you're telling me this, so you should be able, you'll be cool with me sending it to him, right? Because you say it to his face. Like that ain't, I don't subscribe to that ministry. Like I don't want no nigga coming to me venting to me. Like I think we had that conversation on book 1. I got 2 homeboys now. Yeah, I got 2 homeboys now still. They still haven't talked since then. It's been damn near
like
2 years
almost.
Yeah, these niggas grew up damn near together. And for like the Russian-US Cold War. And I tell one of them never brings the other one up to me now. Don't even mention the nigga. Like he never existed. And the other one will start talking like, bro, we changing the subject. Cause I don't really I have nothing to do with it. I don't feel the same way as you. Like none of that got nothing to do with me, bro. If y'all 2 grown men to decide y'all don't want to talk again, that's fine. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna play mediator. I ain't doing none of that, but I'm not gonna listen to you talk about it either.
We need to have a conversation one day, have an episode about friend breakups. I think that's an interesting topic, man. That's an interesting topic because a lot of people go through it, but we don't really talk about it as adults, like people you've known forever, and then you just reach a point where you just not, it ain't the same. I think that's something to be discussed. But I go back, the reason I asked about the text messages, because I agree with you 100%. Text messages should never be exposed. However, would you agree or disagree it's okay in the purpose of being funny? Or is that still something that should be private? What I mean is, let's say me and you and Mo in our group chat one day, somebody said some hilarious shit. And somebody posts like somebody posts a screenshot saying this is the shit I deal with talking to such and such. And it's just some funny fried shit. Nothing exposing, nothing crazy, just something funny. Is that something that you find? That's what
I can share.
Stuff like
I have done before. I've taken a group chat conversation to another group chat of a different people. Like, look at what these niggas is on. Just like to prove a point for this motherfucker to understand. Like, everybody don't think like you or y'all. I know everybody in this group chat is saying it, but I got another group of friends right here that are saying the exact opposite. You know what I'm saying? I might scratch out names or whatever it may be, but yeah. I've taken screenshots and sent them to my friends before, but I wouldn't. It not nefariously though. Not like, man, this nigga on some bullshit. Let's talk about it together. Like, nah, like, nigga, remember we was talking about that thing? Here go proof of it right here. Something like that, but definitely never to Twitter. Or I'm not posting that shit on like IG stories and no shit like that. I'm never doing that.
Nah, fair.
Yeah, I'm never doing that.
Yeah, that's a long listen. I'm about to say we didn't even introduce ourselves.
No, we didn't. Yeah, that was a long conversation.
We already into it, man. Chapter 21, Rich, Spike Blue, book 2.
Yeah, another week in the books, man. This is the quick hit chapter. This is like we'll figure it out at some point in some. What did you think about Just Hilarious?
I didn't follow the whole
First of all, do you watch the Best Club? Do you watch the Breakfast Club?
No.
Me neither. I didn't click. I'm gonna be honest and be 100% transparent because I don't watch it. I didn't click on any of those clips. I only read the headlines, and this is what I'm basing my information off of. So if somebody knows something differently from what me and Rich are about to discuss, AWITB 2022 is the Gmail, or you can hit us up on IG and say, no, you were wrong or right about this. We need to create a Reddit page too. I'll get around to that. But from what I understand, Jess was upset about the airtime that she's been getting. And the chick that's been getting the airtime has been, in my opinion, from what I've seen in clips, because I do still watch clips. And if the last Breakfast Club interview I did watch was what's my man name? I think he's funny. I watched a little bit of Jim Jones. I had to cut that off because
didn't you say something about TK Kirkland?
I didn't watch that one. I seen the clip.
I don't even know if he was on there.
Nah, it's a young rapper who just came. Oh, ESTG. I watched all of the ESTG because I wanted to know what he had going on because I fucked with him heavy and he hadn't been around for a couple of years. So I did watch that one.
He can't book a show in Louisville.
Yeah, I heard he a menace up there. He said that on the what's it called. He said
he can't book a show in his own city.
Yeah, I got a homeboy that live in Louisville. He told me that.
He was a D1 football player.
They asked him about that up there. But yeah, I got a homeboy live in Louisville. Said he legit. Like all the shit they say about him is true, allegedly. He said they got motion up there. But I watched that because I wanted to know where he was at. and I can't even remember who the other person was up there. I don't think it was either one of them. But the problem Jess Hilarious is having is she feels like that she's being slighted or losing airtime. And she brought that shit to first IG and talked about it, and then they talked about it on the show, which of course is going to do good for ratings. But my whole thing was like, she better at her job than you. Like that's just the Jess Hilarious does the same thing that Charlemagne does. I don't watch it all the time, but I watch it enough to know like they give the same energy and the same like that's they bag. You don't need two Charlemagnes. The other chick is a trained traditional reporter. So she
Mm-hmm.
asks questions that sound like she's a reporter. Like she sounds well researched. She knows when to join the conversation and when to be quiet. Just Hilarious is a talented comedian. I won't take anything from her. I just don't know if it's a setting for her. And I think she's starting to realize that, and the way she went about addressing it was totally wrong to me, in my opinion. Like this is a conversation that you, a professional, you have with bosses. I'm not having this conversation on my IG live. I'm not talking on to y'all on air about this. But again, I ain't watching the videos either.
I watched a little bit and just kind of saw some of the back and forth, just clips. I didn't watch the whole thing. I guess I saw the IG live because it said Jess Hilarious was fired. But then later on, I saw that she was
Damn.
on the Breakfast Club. But that was before, right? I don't know if that caption was true. And it was too long. We at that point now, Spike. When I look at that, when I look at 9 minutes, I'm out.
If it say
I'm
8 minutes or something like that,
yeah,
I'm not watching.
there's
Especially if I don't
nothing
really
that
care anyway.
don't care about anything that's going on. Don't care about any kind of Breakfast Club drama.
What's the limit for you? Like what when you see what?
I'm laughing at myself because I'm a hypocrite. The limit is usually, I say, anything over 3 minutes. If you ain't said
I was
anything
gonna say
interesting in that first
251.
90 minutes,
251 for me.
yeah.
Like if even if it says longer than 251, I might not even hit play. Like I told you,
That's
I
what
was
I'm
talking
saying.
about that documentary. I was talking about that. I'll let you get back to your point in a minute. I was
No, you
talking
good.
about this documentary that I saw. It popped up on my YouTube feed, and you will see. I'll tell you why it's on my feed later on when we get to another topic that we was talking about. But it was about like gangs of Atlanta, and one
That's
of
the one you
them
told me
was
about?
like, yeah. Did I send it to you?
Yeah.
So I click on it because I wanted to know what happened. It was about Marlo, the little baby homeboy that got killed. Motherfucker said 2 hours and 30 minutes. I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not watching all of this. I really just want to watch this. Know where I need to stay away from down here, like what the areas I need to avoid as an old nigga now. But it was compelling enough to where I watched the full 2 hours and 30 minutes. My only point. So I'll give it a shot, even if it say like whatever amount of minutes. But you got a certain amount of time to hook me in. I just didn't think that was gonna hook me in as far as the Just Hilarious shit.
Nah, I think that's topic related, right? So I say the past couple of years got into true crime. I just think it's fascinating. The psychology behind it is fascinating. It's also terrifying as fuck. But there is something
I didn't know
fascinating
you was
about.
into true crime.
Oh yeah.
I listen to that shit all the time.
I
Like
wasn't at first, but
I'm heavy in that shit.
I stumbled into a podcast once and started hearing some of the stories, and it was just fascinating. Like I said, it was terrifying.
You listen to
But it was
Swindle?
also, nah.
Swindle, you ain't never been on that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I gotta send you that, bro.
I ain't deep in the bag. So yeah, send me what you got.
I gotta send you Swindle, bro.
But I say all that because you mentioned that Atlanta thing, which I'm definitely gonna watch because me and you had a conversation. I watched that King Von doc. That's like 4 hours.
Damn.
I started playing that. Yeah, it's like 3 hours, something like that. I started playing. I just couldn't stop. I couldn't turn it off. They connected all the dots. It was very well done. Very low budget, but very well done. Like I understand why shit is the way it is.
You're gonna let us in.
So I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it for sure.
Bro, they went into the Bankroll Fresh killing, and then nigga No Plug that did it. They went into 21 Savage background and history. They went into a little bit about Young Nudie, a little bit about the new nigga Baby Drill, a little bit about it's one more rapper, 21 Savage, Bankroll Fresh. I can't think of who the other rapper was, but one of the reasons it was so interesting to me, it was like, bro, I'm living here in this city and didn't even know all this shit was going on. Now I need to keep my head on the swivel when I'm out and about, like just how these young niggas is moving, because bro, they was terrorizing shit. on some just like beef shit. So it was wild. It was
Man,
very interesting to see. But yeah, I get what you're saying in it.
it's probably been like this for some years now. So I know I'm a visitor and I'm late, but I remember I spent a lot of time in Atlanta in 2021. I'd say
Mm-hmm.
2021. I spent a lot of time in Atlanta, man, and I remember going to Lennox and they had
Mm.
metal detectors in there. I'm like, oh yeah, get me up out of here.
Mm-hmm. They got
Get me
police
up
at
out
every
of here.
door now. Niggas was getting killed at Linux.
I remember a headline of somebody getting killed.
No, like consistently, like niggas was getting killed,
Like
like
in the
and robbed,
mall.
in or around the mall in the parking lot. Like they was like preying on niggas over there. It was that's why they got police at like every damn near entrance now. I used to work over by there. My office building was like next door to Lenox Mall, so I would go walk over there during lunch. Like you said, they got the metal detectors, and like people don't know that. People think it's sweet at Lenox.
I'm about to say they talk about Lennox like it's sweet.
Yeah, people think that, and it was, and it is now since they like, but it was a little stretch. I want to say maybe a 2-year stretch. Well, nigga, you had to be on your shit to like if you like you don't even need to go to Linux to be honest with you. Like if you wanted, like you really ain't got no reason to be going there. Yeah, it
I
was.
don't even know what I was saying about Just Hilarious. Oh yeah, I saw it. I didn't watch the whole thing. Then I saw the like condensed clips on IG, and I saw the back and forth of what it was about. Listen, whatever they got to do to get ratings, I guess that's a conversation that you have. I pray that whenever the business gets to that point where it's that successful, like all that shit is in house, man. That's why I respect the Lock so much. You can't tell me they never had any kind of disagreement in all the years they've known each other, but you would never hear about it. That's like real, genuine. Let's keep our dirty laundry out the press, out of any. You won't hear anything about that. Everybody else, especially when you look at it juxtaposed with like Dipset and Cam and Jim and what they've been on the past, few years really, and recently coming back to light. So I have a thing about you standing next to somebody or somebody standing next to you for so long, then all of a sudden that person ain't shit or is it like what? All right, what's really going on? Obviously, I
Yeah, I
think
don't know.
Jess has every right to feel a little bit of a way. It sounds like she was promised or told certain things, and the realization was they weren't happening that way. But to your point, Lauren, I believe her name is, she's very good at what she does. It's almost like, oh shit, we didn't expect this, but you kind of fit in nicely. That's why you can't. I forget what I was watching, man. Bill Parcells, football coach, when he was coaching Curtis Martin. Curtis Martin had some like injury. He was like, all right, then that's cool. Like, go ahead and take some time off then. Like this next dude ready. He been waiting to take your spot. And Curtis Martin said, nah, fuck that. He ended up playing the next week. It's one of those things where you can't, and I know she had a baby. So I don't want to say it like that. Yeah, I don't want to say it like that. However, yeah, because it's gonna sound fucked up. Because I didn't mean to say it like that. Yeah, I forgot she did have a baby, so that's the reason why she was going. But it is detrimental to be going from your post for so long, somebody feeling and they do a better job.
You gotta have a presence, man. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Did you see Kanye
really
take
about that.
You see Kanye? Yeah, me too. Because I
have nothing to say about that.
Like, I was just gonna ask you if a nigga call your kids retarded, what you do? I just know me and you better not never cross paths again. That would be my. Even if I do reach out to Ye and text him anything, I probably wouldn't text him nothing. But
no, ain't no text. Ain't no text.
It's on site. I'm smacking the shit out of you next time I see you.
No questions about it.
I am smack. I don't give a fuck about a Matic episode. I don't care about Twitter or like rage engagement. I don't care about none of that, bro. I am smacking the shit out of you the next time I see you. Flat out.
Yeah, no stewing, no nothing. That's what it is.
Yeah, we didn't have no. There's nothing else gonna be said.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Like that's all I got to say about it. Really, like honestly, there's nothing else to.
That's it.
Nothing else to say.
That's 100% it.
I'm sure there's a bigger conversation of. Well, no, there's not. There's really not, man. He's done this way too many times, man.
Now he understands. He understands.
I don't understand how anybody's still
Kanye. He's a manic person. So we've seen that from a documentary, and he understands that rage engages people, and he craves engagement. So if I can enrage people, then that's my drug.
Has there ever been a more exhausting fall from grace? To the point where we don't have to go into the details of the legendary work that Kanye has put out. from the early 2000s until when, I don't know, maybe let's say 2018, whatever the case is. But now, even with all of that, I don't even want to. We had a conversation about cancel culture and all that. I have zero
Mhm.
interest in listening to Kanye. I don't want to hear anything he said. I don't care if it's old Kanye, new Kanye. I just don't care. I'm exhausted. Like, bro, I just don't care. Like, I can't even listen to your old shit and say, oh yeah, I missed this. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about none of it. Like, has there ever been anybody who just fallen from grace that was a legend? And now it's like, man, I cannot. And I'm not even talking about Kels.
I was saying Michael Jackson
You think Michael Jackson fell from grace?
for a moment.
I
Like
think
when
I
with
think
the
the opposite. I think
with the
Mike's
allegations, when he died, it brought him back. But I think with the allegations and the dangling the baby and shit, and them saying Mark Lamar Hill said some shit about this on JBP, like, yeah, I think they got him for it. He was like, yeah, I think the dude that was caught sleeping in the bed with kids slept in the bed with kids. Like, it ain't no, I like that. I don't know why we try to avoid it because it's Michael Jackson, obviously. But yeah, I think his, for a moment it took a hit. They tried to paint him as this crazy child molester. And we talking about the most famous person in the world. But he did bounce back, like the death bounced him back. So
yeah, that's a good point. It's
I
been
will
a
I'll
long time
compare
since
yeah.
2009.
Yeah.
That was
I will
definitely one of
compare
those remember where I was moments.
facts 100%. I will compare those two. But yeah, Kanye crazy. So I don't know. I have nothing else to say, like you said about
Yeah, man. Yeah, whatever the yay. I know you got a topic in mind. There was something else that we mentioned. Oh, I want to bring this up to you just briefly. Like we said, this is kind of a quick hitter episode. Just things been going on. We didn't have any true topic to stick to. But down in your neck of the woods, I don't know if it's Atlanta per se. It is Heritage High School. It's Conyers, Georgia. Where's Conyers? Do you know where that is? If I'm saying that
I used to
correctly.
live in Conyers.
Of course you did.
It's like
Um,
it's like it's about 35, 40 minutes outside the city.
all right, bet. So there is a young man, 18-year-old Cortez
I
Lyles.
believe Mike Seatown that I do is the Mike Seatown. I believe he went to Heritage, if I'm not
Okay,
mistaken.
okay. I feel like I've seen that high school before.
Yeah, they good. I think they good at football. I think he
Okay
played.
then.
You
I
like
think
yeah,
I think my homegirl, her son goes there, if I'm not mistaken. He's a really good football player. Either way, 18-year-old Cortez Lyles got into a fight on the football field. Right. This might have been in the fall. Um, the other young man, Benjamin Jett, is who they were in a fight with. They got into it. Benjamin Jett was charged with battery. All right. Kind of, scrapping it up. Cortez ended up with a knot on his head. Authorities were called. Jett's charged with battery, whatever the case is, right? Now, Cortez's parents said, hey, we don't teach our kids to go out here and fight. So, we don't want any kind of tension. We don't want you going back to school and there be an issue. So Lyle said, you know what? We're going to keep our distance, but I still got some shit to get off my chest, man. You ain't about to just put a knot on my head and that'd be it. So he went into the booth with Spike Lee and he recorded a diss track. Just so you know, some of the lyrics, it goes, I'm going to beat his ass, drop a diss, and then I'll take his bitch, get a body bag or save his ass because I ain't sparing shit. I'm a scorpion. Lyrics like that. Well, Mr. Jett's mother got a hold of the diss song, reported it to the school, who had to report it to the authority, and he was later arrested and handcuffed for terroristic threats and acts, according to the Rockdale County Sheriff's Office. Cortez's family, the Cortez, the one who got arrested, are currently trying to work with the parents to see if they can get the charges dropped because he does have plans on joining the Air Force, I believe. Spike Lee, have you ever heard of anything like this? And what are your thoughts on this whole situation? This man has gotten arrested and charged with terroristic acts or threats. We've obviously seen your rap lyrics being used, especially in Georgia, of all places. But what are your thoughts about this when it hits high school? Can't even. Hey, Ho got a bar for everything, man. Can't even steal on a nigga, motherfuckers.
It's a suit. Damn. In some instances, I want to say, got to be smarter than that, right? Like I want to say that. I want to say that so bad. But I also don't want to give the leeway to authorities to be able to arrest people for shit like this. Like terroristic threats is crazy, first and foremost. But if the mom says that we're not a fighting family and this, that, and the third, don't relay that message to me or the media or to the police or to the school. You should tell your son that. Your son should understand. Like, no, you
Well, the
can't
mom
go
that said it
fighting.
was the one who got the one who said it was the one whose son got it.
Beat up. They made the
Yeah,
song, right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So tell your son that.
yeah.
I know you told him you can't fight. I know you're saying you can't fight, and that's cool, but you got to tell the nigga it's over. You lost. You lost the fight. It happens, bro. Don't go make a diss song. Don't go retaliate at school. You have a future. It sounds like they're worried about the Air Force. Like, this is a conversation that didn't happen between the mother and the son, but the mother went out and had these conversations with all these other people because she believes that she has a good son, which I ain't knocking and saying that she don't, but the nigga should have been smart enough at some point in time and saying, you can't make a diss song either, bro. Like, rappers heavily influence us. I talk about this with my guy Dro all the time. Like, we used to run around. I'm embarrassed about how we used to act.
Yeah,
Now being a grown man
I
and
get it.
looking back at it and not knowing that half the shit that we did that we didn't have to do. And most of that shit came from the music that we was listening to. I told a nigga the last week, like, see, Dolores Tucker was right, bro. Pac was wrong. Like, that wasn't. So this is the trend. This is the time of you know, the trend, like you said in Georgia, of rappers and these things happening to them because of their lyrics. The kids don't pay attention to that. And she probably didn't even know her son rapped or know that he was going to do a diss song. But again, she has to have the conversation with him and tell him that there is no retaliation. You lost a fight. This is over with. Him feeling like he still had to retaliate because he probably still getting made fun of in school and thought this was going to make him tough. I get it. I understand the premise of it, but I'm not sympathetic in what happens to him, other than I think the police are being overzealous. I don't think that lyrics should be used against you unless it's egregious, like the shit that goes on in Tampa, as far as I'm dancing on your grave type, or mapping out the whole murder for a nigga. Like, if you dumb enough to go map out the whole murder for the police and the shit was true and they checked the evidence against it, and you rapped it and you just trying to tell me, oh, they shouldn't be able to use lyrics in courts. Actually, they probably should, because it's not a
Shit like
fictional
that.
story, bro. It's not a fictional story. You actually went and told me how you murdered this nigga that got killed, and you told the exact details. Like, yeah, they should probably be able to use those lyrics in court. But when you come to somebody like Young Thug or Lil Baby and it's vague and they're speaking to, damn, now that make it sound hypocritical as I'm thinking about it in real time. Because if they saying these things, like, I don't think lyrics should be used in court. I will say that. However, there is a world where now we're seeing what happens when those lyrics are applied to real life, as this little boy is. Like, oh, I can go make a diss song, Drake and Kendrick style. I can tell him about all the shit that I'm gonna do. Like, the biggest, we seen the two biggest rappers in the world make diss songs about each other, call each other pedophiles and wife beaters or whatever it may be. And this little boy probably thought that an accurate response to getting beat up was making a diss song because that's so popular now. He
I'm
probably
glad
had
you
no
said that.
idea that you could be charged a crime for this.
Just very quickly, because you're cooking. I just wanted to mention, since you said that, his dad even referenced that. He said, "Hey, this song was like a Kendrick Drake diss. It wasn't anything he should be arrested for."
I don't know if that's true though, because
I think
y'all got history. Y'all are kids. Again, my biggest thing here, and what I'm basing my whole premise off of, is the mom and the dad said that this was over. Somebody should have told y'all son that it was over. Y'all should have been less worried about trying to convince other people that it was over, letting him back in school, and more worried about convincing dude. Like
how's that?
if I'm his dad and I'm around,
How's
like,
that
he
talk?
gotta
I was
know.
just about to. I was like,
Yeah,
just about
bro,
to
like,
ask, what's that talk
yeah,
though? How's that talk
hey,
go?
that's one of them. Like, yeah, this neither one of us is gonna like this, but it got to go this way, bro. Like you wouldn't even like once we got done talking, you going to do a diss song would have been the farthest thing from your mind. Only thing would have been on your mind, my nigga, going to school, finishing, and going to the Air Force. Because you put us in this, because that's what you want to do. You ain't a rapper, bro. You don't want to be a rapper. That ain't what we talking about. So yeah, the conversation should have been had with the child. That's my biggest point and my main thing that needs to be taken away from this. I don't agree with him being arrested for it, but I mean, you play dumb games, you win dumb prizes. One of my favorite quotes. And you played a dumb game, you won a dumb prize. Somebody should have had the conversation with that youth and let him know this is over.
It's over. That's it, man. Yeah. It's got to be a weird feeling. We don't have kids. It's got to be a weird feeling knowing that your son came home with a knot on his head. The other kid got charged with battery. So that's another thing we got to keep in mind, too. This other kid's not like scot-free. He's been arrested before because of the first fight. It's just got to be a weird feeling to be a dad looking at your son and being like, yo, man, it's going to be rough out here for you. You either got to learn to box or something, or just to be straight up like, listen, you seen what happened the last time you said something to him. The nigga put hands
you
on
lost the fight. Oh, yeah. Oh, you lost the fight, bro. It's over. Man. It ain't no every time you see him. Y'all kids, you lost the fight. It happens.
That's the biggest part about this, man. Getting arrested at 18 is kind of crazy just because of how much you don't know. It's a dangerous age because you think you know everything, but if you're blessed to get our age, Spike, you realize how much you didn't know at 18.
Jesus, bro,
it's incredibly wrong. Man. And just by grace am I even here today for all the dumb shit that I did at that
Jesus, age. Like if hey man, if it was a brass tax on dumb shit you did from 18 to 25, I would be out of here. 100% out of here. Which makes me think of a tweet. I sent out a tweet the other day. The crazy thing about our generation, and we're the last generation to experience this. Bro, we were 9, 10, 11 years old. We would be gone for hours.
No one
have a clue where you are or be worried.
No concern. They ain't concerned. They ain't get concerned.
Be back at this time, bro. Be back at this time.
Niggas will even know.
They would ask you where you going, and you would give a general premise of it. Oh, I'm gonna go up here and play football.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be gone. We're gonna be gone from like 10 to maybe 7 o'clock. There's no location sharing. There's no phone call because there's no sales. Like we had a beeper later on in life, but even then, when I had my first beeper, I may have been like, I had my first beeper in like 8th grade. I want to say 8th or 9th grade. Even then, moms would have to beat me like 2 or 3 times or put 911 behind it, like for me to get like an immediate call back. So I think about how different. Exactly. And you think about how different that is from nowadays. Like motherfuckers sharing their location, know your every move with your kids. You can call them at any point in time, get them on the phone. What you doing? We just grew up differently, bro.
Completely different, man.
I think that gave our character. Yeah.
Every generation too. It was a much more free. My mom,
yeah, like my sister talk about this.
Yeah. My mom and my sister talk about it. My sister's 9 years older than me. She talked about the time her and one of my cousins was out and they was out skating. They went to the skating rink and shout out to P, man. She gonna know Golden Skates. She knows exactly where that is around her neck of the woods. They was at Golden Skates. And you know how it is, man. You can always get somebody to get you there, but you got to find a route, find your way back.
Home, bro.
For some reason,
and it's crazy that used to be a thing. Like my mom,
find your way home. What you mean? Find my way.
My mom would legit be like, "I'll take y'all. I don't know how y'all getting back." And that was a thing, and you be like to find a way back, nigga. That shit was crazy.
That's probably why we are the way we are. Because we come from the figure it out generation. Figure it out. Nigga, you want to get home, you gonna figure it out. Figure out something.
You want to go? I'll take you. I'm gonna be sleeping this shit in though. And
she told
better be here when I wake up.
You better be here when I wake up. But she told the story about they have a ride and they was walking. Some dude just stopped, like, hey, y'all need a ride? They're like, yeah. They got in the car. Like, you couldn't even imagine that today. You know what I mean? Fucking Netflix series, they would talk about that. Got in the car, took them where they needed to go, got home safely. God, it was just different, man. It's just a different era. And it's crazy to my mom when she thinks about the story. She just shivers. Like, I can't believe, like, so many things could have gone wrong, but you wouldn't dare. But yeah, we be gone for
Yeah, we've
hours
done that
at a
before.
time.
We've done done
Summertime,
that.
or if I'm leaving the crib around it and knowing I wouldn't be back by the time like mom or pops got home from work, I'm leaving that note on the kitchen table. Over here, be back for
They'll
dinner or
call it.
some shit. That's it.
Yeah, they'll call a couple places looking for you.
Yeah.
But like you, and we had the wherewithal, which ties us into the story that we talk about now. We knew what we could get away with.
Yeah.
We did we went just to the point where we wouldn't get in trouble. You might piss some people off, but you're not gonna get in trouble. Like, yeah, I may be about an hour late for curfew or whatever. I've never had a curfew, but yeah, I may be like, it may have been about an hour too long that I was out of contact, but you realize once I got to a place where there was a phone that I did call you. They gave us that leeway because we were smart enough to do that. Kids nowadays, just like, they don't even have the critical thinking skills to the point of making this diss song to like, I could do this, but then I'm gonna get in more trouble. I might get fucking arrested. Nigga. So like we had a lot more critical thinking skills, but it's like you said, we were left to figure it out. Like here's the puzzle. It's the world. Go out here and figure it out. Don't kill yourself. Don't do nothing crazy. So yeah,
absolutely.
Interesting time we grew up in. Man, we the last generation like ours. And
I
actually,
love
the
it
only
though.
generation like ours. Yeah,
Yeah, we had everything. We experienced everything from technology to just human interactions.
like, we're the only generation that was outside and has the access to like social media and the internet. We know both worlds.
Thank God that there wasn't no iPhones back when I was outside, like outside.
I've been in jail like this dude right here, the little rapper kid. Like,
And it made things better though. It made things better. Like you just had to be there. I don't have any memories. It's bittersweet. I don't have any like photo scrolls to go back and say, "Oh, this was going on in 2009 and all that." But
all I got is my real memories. Yeah, got the real memories, nigga.
You know what I mean? So, what other topics did you have on the list? I know you had one big one. Pause. But what's the other?
I think the last thing we had about an hour. Yeah, I think the last thing we were gonna talk about is Big U. If you had anything on that, or we wanted to talk about that.
Nah, man. So I want you to kind of. I've seen this, and I've seen some things. You put it in the group chat. Shout out to Mo. Also, I just want to say this. I'll probably say it at the end of the episode. Roll audio drama series, man.
Yeah, man. Check that out.
Support the good brother Mo. Just because I was sitting there, episode 1 dropped when I was traveling back from Baltimore a couple weeks ago, and I was just listening. Like, man, my man wrote this, produced it, added sound effects, like the whole storyline. It makes sense. He's doing different voices. Shout out to Mo, man. Just incredible work. And check that out.
Great creative.
Yeah, man. Definitely
great creative, man.
He's working on something for our next show.
And Mo said he don't use Chat GPT.
Hey.
Threw me off.
Hey, Mo guy, man. The tracks for Mo.
It does, man. My homie Mike the same way from his mic salon. Like, I just look at it as a tool. It can make shit a lot easier. But it's always interesting to me the line people drawing saying with AI. It's very interesting. But shout out to Mo. Man. Check out Ro. Yeah, he's creative.
I can't do that.
You got to be genuine.
You got to come for the brain, man. And that's what see. And Mo always laughs because he think we being funny. When I say like Mo is 101, like there's nobody else like Mo. I mean that in the most positive way, because when he says that it's not funny, I know he's dead ass serious.
Positive and genuine. You see, I had to ask in the chat. I was like, that's interesting. So, yeah. But yes, y'all check out Roll. Make sure y'all go listen to that.
But yeah. So I don't know really anything that's going on with the Big U. Yeah. So I don't know anything about the situation or what's going on. Hopefully, you can break it down. Maybe give us a quick summary. And then we have a discussion based off there. I know some of it just sounds unbelievable. I know I've read things such as like the character Debo on Friday was based off of Big U and other things. I know Whack 100, however you want to feel about him, he's mentioned Big U before. And yeah, just give a rundown of who Big U is and what's actually going on with him being arrested for murder.
Big U is a prominent gang. Well, it was guised as, and all of this is alleged. I want to be very careful in what I'm saying here. His rebrand was, I'm a gang advocate, in the sense of I'm trying to teach brothers new ways, and we're running these gang programs to try to end violence in our communities. That was his rebrand. And people that have watched any of these hip hop documentaries, they may have seen him on YouTube. He was Nipsey's manager at first. He
Mhm.
used to manage Nipsey in earlier ages, but they parted ways, and you can see why on a couple YouTube videos, like what you were talking about with the true crime shit. Like, they got the reasons that him and Nip fell out, his problems with Black Sam, all of that stuff. But Big U was a prominent Rolling 60s Crip members, and the Rolling 60s is probably one of the most prominent gangs in LA. One of the deepest. That's what Nipsey repped. The other Rolling 60s that you may know. But that gang is very powerful. And he went to jail early on and got out. And when he got out, he was supposedly like, I'm living right. I'm teaching about the wrongs and rights of gang life. I'm teaching about guys not to go that route, to go a better route, or whatever it may be. That was the front. So they're saying in the alleged RICO charges, I believe they are, that was really just the front. Like, what he was really doing was continuing to empower the Rolling 60s gang, and how he was doing that is extorting rappers and athletes that came to LA and wanted to do business there. The whole check-in thing that we always talk about with LA. If you come in here, you want to move around, you hit Big U off, he gonna make sure that you don't get robbed. Make sure that your equipment don't, like, there's videos out there.
Seen the
There's a movie
camera
shoot.
crew. Yeah.
Yeah, you see the camera crew. Yeah, there was a video out there. He was like, yeah, such and such shooting the movie over here. He made sure he checked in. That way they know all their equipment, everything gonna be safe. Because if they didn't check in, this it could have went different. What I
So
think was
pretty
his
much
word.
extortion. Hey, extortion.
Pretty much extortion. Shaq, Draymond Green in it, like that Shaq and Draymond Green gave to his charity. And they said he took the money. This is alleged. They said he took the money in the indictment and just directed to his personal finance. And it makes sense because
I can see that.
Shaq worked in LA for so many years. So I'm sure that there were some business dealings that he did, and people don't really understand how deep the gang culture runs in LA. Like, they
LA a
think it's
different
just on some
place.
street. LA is different, bro. The
Yeah, it's a
politics shit
different
out there.
place.
You can think it's just some street gang banging shit, but it's not. It's like when you're talking about certain locations and territories where you may want to shoot movies or videos and stuff, it's niggas that bang over there. And like, for you to be able to be cool over here, you're going that's why the check-in concept seems so foreign to everybody else. And
Yeah.
it's perfectly applicable for LA.
Think
Maybe
about
Detroit is the other place. Maybe, and that's a very like loose maybe for Detroit, because I don't even know if they got pulled like that, just depending on where you're trying to move around at. But in LA, it can get, you've been to LA before, right?
yeah, I've been to LA
It can
before.
it can switch up on you real quick.
I was
Like,
in
you
Compton.
think that, yeah, see, you think I went to the Marathon store when it was still at the same
Yeah.
spot. You can think that you in a cool little, it's palm trees out here, like shit look good, more like no, 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 nigga. If you out here trying to operate, like you got a show or you're shooting a video, like, nah,
Mhm.
niggas are going to want to know what you doing over here.
I
Like that
want
whole thing on Kendrick first album was like, where you from? Like, bro, like,
where your
fuck
grandmama
all that.
stay.
Like, where your grandmama stay at?
I want
Go ahead.
to just say for context, just for people out there, Training Day. We all know and love Training Day. Antoine Fuqua, director, famous director. These are celebrities. Denzel. They had to check. Not I don't want to say
Day
check in. They had to get permission from the Bloods in the jungles to
to
make
go in
sure
the
they could
jungle and
shoot
shoot
there.
that video.
If them niggas didn't
Same
want them to
thing with
shoot there, they wouldn't have shot there.
Same thing. I think it was Walker's Hard in the Paint video. I think they went over in the jungle and did that. Like, that ain't
Yeah.
just, oh, we
And
getting a
you
camera
putting us
crew
in the
and pulling
movie.
up.
Yeah, you putting
Yeah,
us in
and
the
yeah,
movie. You like this is
yeah,
yes, you're funneling this back into it. This is a real thing in LA. It's different from anywhere else in the world.
yeah. So with that being said, like, gang culture is really weird, and the influence that they have is a real thing. And when you talk about Big U, he was one of the biggest influencers in that culture. Because again, on the face of it, it was I'm doing good, I'm changing people's lives. I was rehabilitated, went to the jail. Now I'm trying to do the same for young guys coming up. That was the face of it. But behind the scenes, it was a more menacing thing in the sense of, nigga, I'm from 60s. We the hardest block out here. If you and when you say check in, people misconstrue it. People misconstrue it in the sense of like, if I'm a rapper, I gotta come check in just period because I'm going to LA. No, it's fine. It's fine if you go to LA, bro. If you stay in your room and you're going to the show and then you leaving right out there, you ain't gotta check in. That's not a thing. But if you the rapper that's moving around, I want to go get some weed from the dispensary. I want to chill out here and take pictures on this block. I want to maybe shoot a video out here. I want to maybe you want to go to the club and get some bitches. Maybe that's your vibe. Like that's the type of thing that you do. What they're alleging Big U and other people with the check-in culture do is like, okay, if you're going to be active and moving around, I'm gonna make it difficult for you. Like I got Nick, I know you here. I'm gonna put eyes on you. And if you didn't give me no money or somebody no money that was able to put in a word of protection for you, then what's going to happen is you're gonna get robbed. And that's the best case scenario. Hopefully it don't go wrong and you get robbed and killed out here. So that's the whole premise behind check-in. Like what people don't understand about it is like, well, I'm not calling a nigga when I touch down somewhere to let them know I'm there and then paying them some money to check in. Like, nah, you don't have to. If you're gonna be sitting in your room, that's fine. Like I got my security team with me. We're going to get food, we're going to the show, and we out. Now, when you talking about shooting a video and doing all these other different things, that's where the check-in point come in. And their thought process, and Trick said this from Detroit, which is why I mentioned them earlier. Like the thought process is you're coming in and you have access to our community and you're making money from it. Somebody paid you for a show, somebody gave you this venue or whatever it may be, you shooting this video, you're gonna make money from it, and you're not contributing anything to the hood. You're not contributing anything to the locals that live here. So I need it's a brass tax you gotta pay. Come on with that quick 100,000, and I'm gonna make sure that you're good. Now you don't have to pay the 100,000, but then you go to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle with your girl, you might get killed. That may happen. So I think people are mistaken on what the check-in thing was and how deep it goes on a political level with LA. Ultimately, what I'm saying is what they got Big U for was all of this stuff being exposed and him doing it. They got 4 years of investigation. Feds been looking. Them niggas been on podcasts talking.
Oh, that's building the
They have
case.
stories. Yeah, they have stories. The biggest thing I think in the case is, which I found interesting, it was a nigga that was Big U's son friend. And he had a problem with Big U, and he made a diss song. And they're
The
saying
son's friend made a diss song against
about
his.
Big U, and they're saying he took him out to the desert in Vegas and popped him for making a diss song. Like, how dare you disrespect me like that? That's the murder that you were talking about. But it ain't just murder that they're getting them for. It's extortion and a lot of other things.
Yeah.
But the main thing on that murder is this dude had the audacity to disrespect Big U, who is a prominent figure in the Rolling 60s game. He had the audacity to disrespect him because they had a disagreement. And Big U was like, okay, you gonna do that? Then we finna take his ride. We finna leave you out here in the desert, Goodfella style. And no one's ever gonna know the wiser of it because you're just some nigga that was gang banging and making rap songs in Compton or wherever Crenshaw. But they claim that they have DNA from the victim of Big U under the dude's fingernails. They're claiming they have DNA from him from that. That's what some of the reports read. But the overall, the overarching theme is, again, Big U was presenting himself as a prominent, upstanding member of the community, which he may have done good shit for that community. But on the back end, it was I'm utilizing my gang affiliations to get money to extort niggas, to make it hard out here for niggas who ain't checking in and giving me money when they come out here to do business. I need some of all of that. And if you're interested, you can go to YouTube and you can check out a lot. There's one specific video I can send it to you if you want to. It's about 10 minutes long. It goes in the history of Nipsey and Big U. And there's rumors, allegedly again, there are rumors that Big U knew Nipsey was finna get killed. Like the nigga that killed him, because he's from 60s too. Nip from 60s, Big U from 60, and the nigga that killed Nip is from 60s as well.
Right.
There are rumors that they called to run that by you, and he was like, okay, cool. Because him and Nipsey had some disagreements. Him and Black Sam had some disagreements. So the LA gang culture shit run deep. If y'all interested in it at all, go to the YouTube, check out the videos. A lot of breakdowns. I don't know what true and what ain't. I'm not tapped in like that in LA. I don't have nobody on the ground out there. I'm just telling you what I've researched and learned from the stuff that I've seen. That's all. What say you on it, Rich?
Yeah, this is interesting because, as you just said, there's just so many layers to the politics, the hood politics out there in LA. Like it's not
LA, the only
it's
place
not
like
something for public consumption. It's not something to just be willy-nilly speaking on. So I try to, tread lightly because there's a lot. Put it like this: there are going to be things that happen in LA that we'll just never understand. If you're not from there, you just want to say it might seem a certain way. It might seem dumb. Like I know we all saw like many instances in LA where people getting robbed. Unfortunately, people losing their lives, and we don't understand it. But to them, it's just another day. It's kind of like how the culture works out there. It's funny we're finishing Good Earners, covering The Sopranos. It's not like these tactics are new. They're not newfound tactics. These whole, hey, you just started a business here. We hate for somebody to come through and vandalize it.
Mm-hmm.
Every store on this block, every small business on this block pays us for protection. That's what we have the police for. Nah. Police get busy. You need your own private security detail. We'll take care of that for you for a certain percentage off top. And this is what it is. Matter of fact, it doesn't matter if your business is doing well or not. You're seeing Goodfellas, fuck you, pay me.
And that's extortion.
Fuck you, pay me. That's extortion. Then what happens? You milk it dry, burn that bitch up, and you on to the next thing. So I do have an interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of loaded. And once again, this goes back to the whole, this is deeper than anything that we could ever talk about on here. The idea of checking in and only. So why is it that only Black people have to check in?
Because they doing operations in Black spaces.
Oh well, like you in my city.
Yeah, but
if I want to rob niggas, I'm just gonna rob everybody.
You ever seen that video where Justin Bieber shit broke down in the hood?
No.
You never seen it? I'd send it.
No, what happened?
Bro, it's a video with Justin Bieber car. Something broke down in one of the hoods in LA. Like niggas was fucking with him. But
fucking with him how? Like they knew he was Justin Bieber?
Yeah, they was like taking pictures. I'll send it to you.
I'll fuck with him in a good way.
Yeah. Okay. But how much white business goes on in the hood?
I'm not saying that. That's the whole point. Like if we just robbing niggas, so what? I don't, because here's the thing. I don't believe that you're in our space. I do believe there's some truth to
the block hot if you just robbing niggas though, right? Like if
the block out anyway.
Like so if I'm a nigga, like let's take Shaq for example.
Yeah.
I work in LA. I play basketball here. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a serial entrepreneur. They're different tentacles of my business that may venture out into the 60s neighborhood. And what's being told to me is Shaq, from one of my mans who got his feet on the ground doing shit that I don't have to do. Hey, we were over here doing this for the business, and a nigga told me that in order for us to do business over here, you need to come up with 100 grand. And that's the only way that your shit gonna be safe over here doing this type of business.
Which happens.
legitimate,
Okay.
illegitimate, whatever.
That's real. That's okay. That happens.
That if I'm Dalton Connect, the nigga, the white dude to play for the Lakers now, how much business I got going on in the 60s neighborhood, right? Like, do that answer the question, or is that not what you meant?
I get what you're saying, but here's my thing.
Mm-hmm. Like, if I'm Luke Walton, I don't gotta pay no. Bro, I just coach the Lakers, bro. I go to Beverly Hills and I go home. There's
right, so let's start
nobody that I know would ever be near you for you to harm them, for me to have to pay you. But if I'm Shaq, there's somebody that may be outside that fucks with me, that expects me to make sure that they're taken care of. And again, it speaks to how, I won't say well organized, but the tentacles of the gang culture in LA, where they know the niggas that they are supposed to press. That's a good question that you asked, because it points out how well studied they are in shit. Like, this ain't random shit. This ain't, oh, we ran across a nigga and we asking him for 100,000. It's like, oh, that's Shaq's man. If that's Shaq's man, then he gonna be able to get word back to let Shaq know we need this for him to be over here. Even if you ain't over here operating, I think one of the clubs out there is called Oak or some shit like that.
Yeah, One Oak.
One Oak. Oh, you being One Oak every night and you Shaq's man. I'll come here, bro. Let me holler at you. I know you be in this club every night, bro. Like, niggas is finna start, like you just said with the Sopranos. Like, I heard niggas finna start pressing up on you. And if you don't come with this much, like, I ain't gonna be able to do nothing when they start pressing up on you. And if you
either change your routine.
Facts. And if you Shaq, you can tell your man's, I don't go to the club no more. Like, well, then his man's gonna respond like, well, what you want me to do? Just sit in the house, bro? You be out on the road playing games and shit. There's only so many bitches I can fuck. I want to go get new bitches. Like, One Oak the spot. So now you telling me you pussy because you can't make this happen. You Shaq.
Listen, like, if I'm Shaq and my man's making this argument, if I'm Shaq, man, you no longer my man. Get the fuck up out of here. You back to Cincinnati, man. Like, what are we talking about? What the fuck are we talking about right now? You want me to pay 100,000 so you can hang out and get bitches? Get the fuck off my line, bro. I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying, Spike.
But it makes sense, though,
funny.
Right?
That's funny in the sense of, if I'm the nigga with the money and my man say I need 100,000 for this, like, bro.
But I think that's the answer to your question as far as how white people operate and how black people operate. Like, this is just different, because I'm not. Well, I don't know enough about white culture to know. Go ahead.
How much of that money? So, all right, if one of the biggest arguments is, hey, somebody cut you a check so you can be over here to do whatever you're doing. Yeah. How much of that money you think Big U or niggas like Big U are really putting back into their community? Because from what I understand, he took that bread that Shaq gave him for the charity and just put it straight in his bank account. Is that actually being reinvested in the hood, in your opinion? Or do you think that's just, I'm really just pressing down on niggas so I can get rich? Is he building playgrounds? Is he building?
I think part of it was that.
Okay.
But I do think, like, on some Clay Davis shit, right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got no receipts because I'm paying motherfuckers in cash. Like, motherfucker come to me, tell me they can't pay their rent. I ain't going through no formal processes. I got a pocket full of money right here. Boom. Here go your rent money for the month. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker come and tell me, such and such had to pay this for college tuition and I need this. Like, here go an envelope. I do think that he was doing that. I don't think the Big U was that dirty just to be like, man, I'm trying to get rich off this shit, nigga. Fuck y'all. I think he's seen enough that he was on some Clay Davis type shit where he was like, man, I mean, I got the bankroll, bro. Like, I'm gonna go through the hood. I'm like Santa Claus when I roll through, bro. I park. I got the bankroll. Motherfuckers is late on their bills. Motherfuckers trying to start a business. I'm listening to all that. Oh, you rap? I'm about the studio equipment, bro. I got the studio over here. Like, come over here and lay your shit down. Just making sure that he was accessible enough to be able to request or require the kickbacks that he was getting. I think that he did do that, allegedly, again. But I think it was definitely, to answer your question, on some Clay Davis type shit. And then the reason, like, white people just not, they don't operate like that, I don't think. And I may be wrong. Like, I love for one of my white
friends. I know they don't. And I bring it up just because it's honestly, if I'm being all the way real, The reason I brought it up really doesn't apply to this because it's a different culture, like we keep saying.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like the logic behind it doesn't even apply because I can't say, hey, we passed this. Like, why y'all doing this? Y'all, it's different out there in LA. Like,
It's
it just
different
doesn't
outside,
matter.
bro. And even to the point that you said, right? Like me and you, it's funny too. You know your mans. And sometimes you have to think for them, especially when you're in a position like, let's say, a Shaq, and what the scenario that we just went over. Me and you looking at it like, yeah, you going back to Nashville, you going back to Cincinnati, right? I'm not having you out here.
Yeah.
But we also know that our man's not going for that too. He's already got the taste of it. He know what this shit like now. And now we in preservation mode. Now we trying to save him. And if it's only gonna cost me 100,000, then here, nigga, take it. Versus me potentially sending you home, kicking you out the crew, and you coming back out here thinking you can move around Dolo, and now I'm gonna call it you dead because that's the last thing I want to hear.
How long is that 100,000 lasting? How long until a nigga run up on you again? Now you got a nigga from a different set coming up on you saying, yeah, you just paid them. You just paid the Rolling 60, 100,000. You know what I mean? We covered you. They covered this side of the street. We covered that side of the street. Now where's our 100,000 for being over there?
Hey,
like, come on, man. It doesn't
now
stop.
I need to talk. Hey, look, now I need to talk to somebody, boss. Like now I need to start rolling out the perks of Shaq. Like now y'all niggas need flow tickets to the game. Like what
See,
y'all
and if
niggas
I'm
need
Shaq,
to do.
I'm like, nigga, what the fuck did you get us into? Who the fuck is these motherfuckers that are
you know that's how it go too though. Like
I do know how that's how
I read a story. I don't know if it was true. They were talking about Tony Yayo and 50. And he said 50 had them niggas booked overseas, making, I think, don't quote me, but I want to say it was $100,000 a show. And Tony Yayo said
Murder and Yayo was making $100,000 a show?
$100,000 a show.
A piece?
Who is Murder?
Uncle Murder.
I don't know.
If y'all haven't been to a 50 Cent show recently, which sounds crazy, but I did go to the last lap, the victory, whatever it was, the last leg, last lap.
This was when 50 was hot. This was when 50
this is like
was
03?
Like peak 50. So he's saying that I don't know what 50 was getting, but they said that Yayo said this on a podcast. I read this on Twitter, and this goes to the point what we're saying about our mans and then knowing. This nigga was giving Yayo $100,000 a show. Yayo came to 50 and said, bruh, you see how much money we're getting? You know how much dope we can buy with this and go to the hood and be millionaires.
I'd love to see people's response.
Do you know how much dope we can buy? Like, you getting $100,000 a show and you thinking about buying bricks, bro. We got 30 of these joints lined up overseas. That's what is that $30 million?
That's $3 million.
We're talking about $3 million, and you talking to me about buying dope. That's just what some niggas are.
You're right. You are right. That is the case. And that the Yayo 50 relationship should be studied because 50, we all know how 50 get down. He's never had a real issue or beef with Yayo. I can applaud it and appreciate it because, man. But yeah, saving people from themselves sometimes. That's just the price of being your man, right?
You pay for being a successful person. Yeah,
being the one.
You being the successful one, sometimes you the person is like, I hate that I'm doing this. I wouldn't do it for anybody else. And I'm embarrassed that I'm doing it for you. But it's because you're my man's, and part of the reason I am where I am is because of you. I respect you that much that we have this. I wouldn't even call it a savior complex. I think there's certain people in your life that you just look at like, I can't let him go out like that. I can't.
I'm glad you said that because that's the point that when I first said, man, get your you going back home. I'm thinking of somebody who's not my man's like that. Like somebody I'm cool
think about
with,
your man's.
But now I'm thinking about like my man's, like my right hand. And
I have a homeboy in mind right now. I got a homeboy in mind right now that I've known since I was 8 years old that would be on the same shit that Yayo was on. And I just couldn't. I was like, bro, come on.
You couldn't send him back.
I can't send you back, but also I know you too, and I know you're gonna try the shit probably anyway. So let me do everything in my power to make sure that you don't. Like, goddamn. So
that's a tough situation to be in, man.
it
That's a tough
is,
situation
man.
to be in
And
because
that's a good conversation to have when we do another part of this, when we talked about the friend breakups. Like at what point in those relationships are you like, man, it's enough. I'm good.
yeah,
I know the
self-love
history that
is
we have. I still fuck with you. You can call me if you ever need anything, but you not part of the inner circle, bro. You can't be because you're gonna like you said with Shaq, like, bro, what have you gotten me into? Because at some point it's gonna be like that with you. You are operating on my behalf. You out here talking on my behalf. People know that you fuck with and associate with me. And now you've gotten yourself into something that only I can get us out of. And now I'm in it and I can't even get us out of it.
mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
that happens.
A
So
lot.
that's a great place to end it and to pick up the next chapter on that conversation, I think.
Yeah, we might have that conversation next week. We
Yeah,
might
I
talk
think
about
that
friend breakups
pick it
next
up from
week.
that.
I think that'd
Yeah,
be perfect.
pick
Yeah.
it up, bro. Pick it up from there.
I enjoy these random topic conversations, man, because there's a lot of interesting things goes on. We didn't have anything in mind, but as you know, chapter 23, as we just teased, will be friend breakups, man, and having that discussion about how that works, and especially the longer you get into the time frames, man. You talk about those friends from childhood and then over time, and then, not all friend breakups have to be a beef or anything like that. Sometimes you just
Mhm.
lose touch. A whole lot of things go into it, but this is a great conversation as always. Just always fun to shoot the shit with you,
Fun.
Spike
This was
Lou.
fun. Yeah.
Check us out next week. We will be back with chapter 23. We'll probably touch a little bit more on David and his guest appearance, David Sweat Jr.
Oh, man.
Incredible
He
episode.
hit
We just
me up.
kind of got right into
That
it.
I send you the text.
Yeah, you sent me
He
the
hit me up
text,
like, man,
man.
he
I'm
really
going to
disappeared,
be.
bro.
I'm trust me. I'm going to hit him up. I'm gonna get on that monthly call list, man, just to chop it up, man. It's always good.
Good
Shout
person
out
to
to
have.
my
That's a good person to have in your phone, man.
absolutely, man. Shout out to my brother Phil, man. He was enjoying. I knew Phil was gonna like that episode just because that's a lot of the stuff that
Shout
Phil
out to Phil, man.
talks about, man. And yeah, well, I'm gonna have Phil on here. I got a perfect idea for to have
Yeah,
Phil
man.
on here.
Phil hit me up, man. When I be in he hit me up, make sure I'm staying on what I'm supposed to stay on. So I
He
appreciate
Mr. Accountable, man.
him. Yeah, I fuck with Phil. Portia, she was like when we did the episode, she was like, bro, like, yeah, I hear you working hard, but like I don't hear no gym in there. Like, where there's it wasn't no time allotted for the gym. Like, wait, what's going on? So like I love that. I love that.
Absolutely, man. People care about you. They're paying attention. They want to make sure you're your best version. You know what I mean?
Thanks,
And they
man. I
see it in you.
appreciate
That's
that.
what it is. I think that's a real testament of what that is. And that's a perfect place to end. Is that people see that in you. If you were just a lame ass talking nigga, you just like, all right, man, that nigga ain't serious. But nah, I see the greatness there. I want to make sure you get there.
Thank
Like, you know what I mean? Don't skip
you.
any steps. Like, you do all this other stuff good. Now do this good too. So
Facts.
shout out to all the bookworms out there. That's another episode in the books. We'll be back next Friday for chapter 23. Please write us, hit us up, let us know your thoughts, be a part of this conversation. We will definitely shout you out. Until then, we'll holler at y'all. Peace.
Peace.